Ladies and gentlemen, yes, this is your favorite show, Sports Unfolded, with your favorite hosts, Eric and Ron.
Hey, welcome to the best sports podcast on the planet, Sports Unfolded, where we cover all of the top sports stories that happened this past week. I am your host, Eric. My main man right over there, Ron. How are you tonight?
I'm a little under the weather. Been sick all week, but I'm ready to go.
You're a trooper.
Ready to go.
You're a trooper. Keep going, man. That's what makes this show great.
The Energizer Bunny.
Yeah, well, easy, buddy. Episode 45 of season 4. We're almost ending our, we got a few more weeks and this is done here. So pretty interesting there. If you are joining us live, please join the chat. Let us know if you want to talk about anything in particular. If you have an opinion on the topics that we're covering tonight, let us know as well. Want to thank all of the fans out there in Dallas, Georgia, WDJY 99.1 FM. You guys have been amazing. We're on Saturday at 1 p.m. You guys have been phenomenal there. Thank you so much for the support. Check us out live on Friday nights at 6 p.m. Also, SEC TV, Public Access, Channel 12 in Southeast Connecticut. We are on Tuesdays at 10 p.m. If you happen to join us then, join us on Friday night, 6 p.m. Let us know what you think. We'd love to hear from you. One of our number one fans there, Kenny, thanks for joining us tonight. We are excited to talk about just about anything other than politics and religion. So if you have a story you'd like to bring up, let us know, and we'll gladly join it in with the chat. But we are going to start off, Ron, if you're ready, with our leadoff story, and that is one, Lamar Jackson. Do you believe Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens can win the Super Bowl this year? So defeated the Cincinnati Bengals yesterday, moved to 7-3 on the season. Your thoughts on Lamar Jackson?
They can, but they won't. I mean, especially when you have one particular team getting, calls their way. It's going to be hard to break that. I almost feel like the league wants Kansas City to go undefeated. I think they want Mahomes as their guy. They want the Chiefs to knock off the Patriots off that stool up there. And I want to see somebody just smack them right in the mouth, to be honest with you.
It'll be interesting. So Lamar Jackson this season, phenomenal. 69.1% completion percentage, 2,669 yards, 24 touchdowns, Ron, to 2 interceptions.
Yeah.
538 yards rushing, 5.9 yards per rush, 2 touchdowns. Like his numbers are better than his MVP numbers.
Yeah.
The problem with Lamar Jackson right now is that the Baltimore defense is one of the worst in the league. So they're ranked 27th overall, 32nd against the pass. They are the worst against the pass in the league. Number 1 against the rush. So you're not going to run the ball. You're going to, if you're any offense, you're throwing more than you're passing against the Baltimore Ravens. 24th in points allowed too, 25.3 points per game. He can't do it all. And this is the first time where you sit back and go, Baltimore usually has one of the top defenses. You put his offense now with a top defense, I think they clearly could win it all. Yes. I understand what you're saying about the Chiefs in some of the calls. We could all sit back. But I honestly feel like even last year in the playoffs, they lost by 3 points. Like the Baltimore Ravens could have won that game. Lamar Jackson didn't perform well. I think he's taken the next step, the next level in his career where he has that opportunity.
Yeah, but they don't have a defense now.
It's killing him. It's going to kill him because this would be the first time you sit back and go, okay, wow, Lamar Jackson, he can pass. Like he's somehow figured that out, and he's still
Like
that dual threat with the run.
they need to go out and get a cornerback. That's what they need. They need a cornerback. They need somebody to shut at least one of the receivers down. And in order to do that, you're going to have to make the trade, and you're going to have to spend a little money, because of that trade, obviously, because you're going to have to bring in a good quality player in order for that to happen. You can't just go out and get, a second stringer to fill the need. It's just not there.
One of the things too I heard, which is amazing, and you don't think about this aspect of football. You always look at the players, but their defensive coaching staff, they were saying it today on something I was watching. Basically, 4 of their defensive coordinators got plucked. They went to other teams with the new coaching, and you can see the difference in what that coaching means sometimes when you're seeing a team that normally, and again, they have some solid players. Roquan Smith, Kyle Hamilton, he got hurt yesterday, but they have some top-notch defensive players. It's just that the defensive strategies are not what needs to be done
Right.
with the wins.
Yeah, and and that's something that Harbaugh is going to have to, make it known. He's going to have to let them know. It's like, well, it's not working. We are the worst, pass defense. So he needs to account for that.
And how long you got to figure it out now, right? You got what, 7 games left?
Yeah.
And then playoffs.
Yeah, you're making the playoffs. Now you have to adjust those game plans to make it work and make it work well.
Yeah.
Because, playing against Cincinnati right now isn't the same as playing against Kansas City.
Agreed.
It's not the same. And I like Joe Burrow and I like the dynamics of that offense. Who knows what's going to happen? I mean, now Cincinnati's 4-6. They can still make the playoffs, but
yeah, their
it's
margin
still not.
Changed a lot.
Yeah, it's still not the quality that you need.
And that division still, again, Pittsburgh still playing well. It's going to be tough for the Bengals. The Ravens have Pittsburgh coming up, I think, twice in the next 6 weeks. So could take the stranglehold of the division. Number 1 ranked offense too, Ron. If we were going to ever talk about the Baltimore Ravens and you say number 1 offense, Derrick Henry, the impact he's had on that offense as well.
Oh, that's been great.
How much has that helped Lamar, right? With the play action.
Absolutely.
So I just, it's a shame because you finally see the kid looking like an actual Super Bowl caliber quarterback.
And now the defense is
and now the defense is not, right? Like you can't get both of them to be on the same page. But hey, listen, New England got to the Super Bowl a few times with very bad defenses. So it's not that it's impossible. But Patrick Mahomes is probably that.
Look at that. Look at, and you're saying the Patriots and the Chiefs, where they started out the seasons really bad defensively, and then it kind of fell in line towards the end, and then the playoffs, they just come up big. So it could be a situation like that. I doubt it, but it could be.
So let me ask you this. Scratch everything that's happened in the past, which I know is very hard for you because you like to hold on to things. But scratch everything from the past. If I was going to tell you now, 10 games in, which quarterback would you take? Patrick Mahomes or Lamar Jackson?
Patrick Mahomes.
Still, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, see, I think I'd take Lamar. Based on what I've seen. 24 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, dude. He's throwing the ball well. He's running. He's a better runner than Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah.
He's more dynamic. I think he's the best quarterback in the league today.
I just think Mahomes can just make something out of nothing.
Agreed. But again, I'm saying take everything out.
Well, if you take everything out and you're just looking at this season.
Yeah.
Well, then, yeah, I like Lamar Jackson in that case. But, I mean,
you're joining us live, let us know. Who would you take, Lamar Jackson or Patrick Mahomes, based on this season, though? Because, yeah, you add the championships, you add all that other stuff. Yeah, obviously it's Patrick Mahomes, but no championships, just the 2024-25 season. I think Lamar Jackson's playing much better football at quarterback than Patrick Mahomes this season.
Yeah. Yeah.
It'll be interesting. It'll be interesting.
But so is Sam Donald.
Oh, well, that was a quick. Yeah, he's starting to see ghosts again. But let's talk, Ron, some more NFL and another quarterback. Dak Prescott may miss the remainder of the season. What do you think the Dallas Cowboys' options are now?
None. What do they have for an option? Trey?
But this is where I'm glad you said I would go Trey Lance. Throw the threes up, baby. Trey Lance here. They're starting Cooper Rush. I'm going to hate myself in that. Yeah, dude, I can't believe you take Mahomes today. This season's Mahomes versus Lamar Jackson's Mahomes this season. Absolutely crazy, Kenny. You're crazy.
But Mahomes hasn't lost.
Okay, look at the quality of the wins, though, too. Like, they're barely winning.
I mean, look, if it's more effective Patrick Mahomes taking out the referee crew before the game, then, so be it. He's winning the games.
I don't know.
I mean, he might be spending a lot on dinner for them, but
you guys are off your rocker. But anyway, Dak Prescott, we were going into why not see what Trey Lance is? Because to me, if the kid performs well, and Dak's not 100% sure he's going to miss the season. He's trying to hold off surgery, come back. It depends how it starts to heal. But I will say this, if this kid ends up being okay and gets some wins, if I'm the Dallas Cowboys next season, I got a trade chip now for the draft because I could trade Trey Lance based on what he does the next few weeks. This is where Jerry Jones is making a mistake in Mike McCarthy. Because honestly,
no, go ahead.
Honestly, Cooper Rush, he's a solid backup. Listen, he's got some wins. He won a few games when Dak got hurt a couple years ago, and that's great. Nobody's trading for Cooper Rush. Cooper Rush isn't going to make your team. No. Nobody's going to run out there and go, holy cow, Cooper Rush, let's give you a second-round pick. Trey Lance at 24, if this kid can show some signs that he could be a quality quarterback, I'm the Dallas Cowboys. I said, let's play this kid and see what he can do.
Yeah, he really hasn't had a shot, really.
So why not give him that opportunity now?
Here's the thing.
You're 3-5.
Right. So here's the thing. Cooper Rush is their backup. So you kind of got to give him a shot, right? He got a couple of wins last year, like you said. So you got to give him a shot and see what he can do. Now, if Cooper Rush turns out to be the quarterback they need, why do you keep Dak?
Because nobody's going to give you $60+ million a year. Nobody's trading for Dak Prescott. He's your quarterback.
I'm just saying, if
you can't cut
Cooper
Dak.
Rush turns out to be the guy, right? Say he turns out and he does well.
He does well.
Okay, even if he fails,
yeah.
And then you bring in Trey Lance and he succeeds. It doesn't matter who succeeds. But if one of them succeeds and it turns out to get wins, doesn't that make Dak Prescott expendable?
Absolutely not. That contract's ridiculous. Nobody's trading for Dak Prescott.
Yeah, but can't you just cut him and not pay him?
No, you got all that dead cap space. It's going to hit you. So they're stuck with Dak now. Dak's their quarterback. So I'm looking at the future to say, I got an opportunity to get a chip based off of this kid who's 24, who a team would be willing to trade for. And now Danny, thanks for joining. Danny Dodgers Nation in the house.
I'm also not sure that somebody wouldn't trade for him.
For who? Dak?
Yeah.
Not for that contract, dude. Nobody's gonna. That's They're basically now with him, CD Lamb.
Giants?
No way. They can't afford it. Nobody can afford it. It's going
How
to
can
eat
they
up.
not afford it? They got Daniel Jones.
It's going to eat up way too much of your cap space. You can't. That's what Dallas is going to run into now. You've got to sign Micah Parsons. You've got CD Lamb. They're already at $100 million with just Dak and CD Lamb. There's no way. So for me, I'm saying I need to get young pieces in the draft to try to build around these guys because that's my only option. Play Trey Lance. Let Trey Lance be successful. We don't bring people on live, but you're more than welcome to continue to chat, Danny. More than welcome. Let us know if you have
Danny?
an opinion. I do not. But I will say this. You get Trey Lance to play well. Now I use him to trade and try to get a second or third round pick in the draft that I got to build around. You got too many. You need offensive line. You need a running back. You're still going to need some defensive help. You're not going to be able to do that otherwise. So I think they're making a huge mistake right now by playing Cooper Rush.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it really matters for them, to be honest with you. You know, the only way that it matters if they can use whoever's going to win football games, keeping them as the quarterback and finding a new home for Dak, even if you have to pay some of that salary.
I don't think the NFL works that way. I could be wrong.
I don't know. Yeah, that's
I'm
the
pretty
thing.
sure it's not like
It's
baseball.
all funny business.
Baseball, you can do that. NFL, they're going to give you debt. I am a diehard fan of the Cowboys. Also a YouTuber for them guys. Oh, that's awesome, Danny. Yeah, we could definitely follow up if you want to give us some contact information, Danny. And we can definitely look at maybe, seeing about doing some things on the show. But what are your opinions on the Cowboys? They're making the right decision with Cooper Rush, or should they start Trey Lance and try to utilize him as a trade piece for next season? Again, you're starting to run. Micah Parsons has been hurt this year. Dak, I don't even know why Dak would want to play again this season. Like, to me, that would, if I'm the Cowboys, I'm saying why waste that, you know what I mean, opportunity now to say, look, you're 3-5, you're 13th in the NFC. You know how many teams they've got to jump just to get into the playoffs?
I know.
Why would Dak even jeopardize getting injured and being out for next season?
Yeah.
Like, I would just keep him out regardless. That makes no sense. And they won't put him on IR. Jerry Jones,
team that is floundering.
Jerry Jones is the biggest buffoon in the NFL. And I know Danny's a diehard, but I'll say it. Jerry Jones at this point is doing way too much. Agreed. They're going to start Cooper. My point would be is that Trey Lance gives you a better option if he plays well to trade him next season and get some draft collateral versus Cooper Rush, who's nobody's going to trade for. But again, Jerry Jones is running that team. Mike McCarthy is basically a pawn or a puppet that is unfortunately stuck between a rock and a hard place because Jerry Jones is going to dictate who starts, who plays, what they do. They made a trade, Ron. They made a trade, got a wide receiver, kid from Carolina. And nobody, it doesn't make sense. Like, you're 3-5. You're 13th in the NFC. You're clearly not making the playoffs.
Yeah, it makes no sense. It makes no sense. They should have been trading pieces.
They had a great opportunity. Move on. Get some pieces, draft. Don't do the New England Patriot way. You kept hanging on for so long, hoping that, something would happen, and then it didn't. You still got you got Dak locked up for the next few years. You got CD Lamb for the next few years. Now you got to build some stuff. Get some young kids in there. Get a quality running back. Start to build that offensive line again. Start to get Micah Parsons some help defensively. Like, you're not going to be able to do that if you're keeping these guys and then hoping that you can come out of this and possibly make the playoffs. Like, what is Jerry Jones even thinking?
Like when you think they could really make a lot of grounds this year, right? They could trade a couple of pieces, get some draft capital, get a new head coach, get a new coordinator for defense, especially. And then you take it from there.
Who's one of the best?
You have some players on this team.
Yeah. Who's one of the best defensive minds of all time? Right? It's starting to make sense. Bill Belichick comes in. Yeah. You strain out that defense. Dak comes back healthy. Out the
team. You make him. Having Bill Belichick there, he doesn't even have to do anything, and they'll already start thinking better of themselves.
And then think about Micah Parsons with Bill Belichick. Holy cow. That would be fun. We are not in New York. I'm Connecticut and Rhode Island, but we're right around there. So it's been nice. It's actually been nice. The weather's been a little weird, getting some 70s, and it's really strange for November. But Ron, let's talk about some games of interest as well, because there's a few games in Week 10 that I feel the fans out there should watch for different reasons.
Hey, Danny, if you're a basketball fan, stick around for the basketball segment.
Yeah, you got a chance to win some prizes, Danny. All right. Ron, I have 4 games of interest this week.
Really?
Week 10, I have 4 games of interest. And Ron, you know what we're going to see?
I have
5. Wow. You know what we might see this week? It's pretty likely. Mac Jones, baby, making his first.
I know.
Come on, Mac. Come on, baby.
Wow. Imagine if he steals Lawrence's job.
Would that be friggin' phenomenal?
Look, I still believe that Mac Jones can be a good quarterback.
Agreed. Give him some talent.
Give him some proper coaching.
Yeah. So, what do you got? What are you watching? What are you looking for this week, Ron?
All right. Well, the big game has to be Detroit at Houston.
Agreed. Right? Listen, the Lions right now look like an unstoppable machine.
Yeah. Yeah. The only thing that can stop the Lions is a bad coaching decision. You know?
Dan Campbell.
Like
maybe he's learned from his mistakes. Maybe he'll learn his mistakes.
But I like that game a lot. It's got a potential to be a possible Super Bowl matchup. I doubt it, but it's a possibility. So this is one of those games where you want to see the outcome just in case.
I will say this though,
see it again.
CJ Stroud has to start to play better football. He has not been the same quarterback. I'm not saying he's horrible, but he is not what he was last year. And to your point, listen, right now that Detroit Lions offense is on another level.
Yeah.
I mean, they're video game level right now. They're putting up 50 spots on teams. So, yeah, that's going to be a fun game. Lincoln Riley might not be a bad. Be interesting.
Anything's an improvement to this point.
Yeah, but college to pros sometimes. I mean, it hasn't worked as well in the NFL lately. Haven't seen it. So I had that game as well, Ron. I also had the Broncos at the Chiefs.
I have that one as well.
Right? Like the Chiefs are barely winning games. Broncos defense is don't sleep on the Broncos defense. One of the top ranked defenses. They're a top 10 defense. I think in the top 5, actually.
That's not really a surprise considering who their head coach is.
Yeah. So again, this may be one of those games where, but again, at Kansas City might be a little tough. If it was in Denver, I'd go, probably even more likely. But it'd still be a fun game to watch. What else you have?
I have Pittsburgh at Washington.
That is going to be a fun game. I am really looking forward to that.
I'm impressed.
Yeah, because if you look at who's going to be the guy, right? This is your chance because Pittsburgh. Listen, Pittsburgh right now needs this win more than Washington because Pittsburgh's going to go and start to play their division. They haven't played a division game yet. You need to get as many wins as you possibly can. But the Commanders are trying to show, like, look, we're for real. Like, this is real. And honestly, you play a top-notch defense like Pittsburgh, and you can come out with a win. That would be phenomenal. That would be phenomenal. Like Fisher.
No, this is a big deal for Washington. Washington needs this just as badly, I think, because they're still going to have to play, Philly. I mean, the Giants don't matter, and Dallas really doesn't matter at this point. But
Dallas sucks. And James is back. Dallas does.
Yeah. So Washington still, looking to, hey, if they can win the NFC by some means, could you imagine that?
Isn't it the NFC East? It's like 11 straight years or something where they've never had a repeat champion.
Yeah, and this could be another one.
It's Washington's year. So it's a given. Cowboys stink 3-5. Eagles are kind of, who knows what's going on. They're a better soap opera than General Hospital right now. Right? Like, and then you got the New York Giants, who should be on a barge somewhere just floating out in an ocean.
Think about this one. Think about this, Eric. How great does Bill Belichick feel? Where he could have had a crapbag team last year, getting hired. And now all of a sudden, he's looking at potentially, playoff teams to jump in. I mean, that's crazy.
Danny and James might get into it. James, another big Cowboys fan. A couple Cowboys fans now might go at it. I think you got to look at the product on the field, Danny, and say they really are not very good.
Yeah,
I don't think James
defensively they're a mess because they don't know what they're doing.
And again, now Danny's saying Lincoln Riley. If I'm the Dallas Cowboys, I'm going Bill Belichick. But who wants to deal with Jerry Jones? That's the issue right now because even a college coach coming in, do I really want this on my plate? Do I want an owner that dictates what we do?
Hey, what about Jeff Fisher? Is he still out there?
I don't even think that guy. I don't think he's Jeff Fisher. Oh, I had another game of interest this week, by the way.
Oh, I do too.
49ers at Buccaneers.
I have that one.
Right? I think that should be a fun game. I think that
because they're both kind of there.
Good. They're okay. They're like there, right? Yeah. Right? That should be a fun game.
It hurts. It hurts with the two big injuries for Tampa Bay. I mean, that's big, But
49ers getting Christian McCaffrey back this game too.
Yeah. So, I mean, I'm looking for San Francisco to win this game, but I don't know. You never know, right?
Tampa Bay's just still, they're hanging around. Listen, Baker Mayfield has slowly become one of those guys. He's like that prize fighter. And every time you fight, and you're like, oh, this guy, he's just a tough guy. Manny Pacquiao. There were some times where Manny Pacquiao, you're going, there's no way he's going to win. And somehow Manny Pacquiao would come out and throw punches. So I'd be interested to see, if Baker could do it. I don't think Jerry Jones will do it. I don't. It's just
that's
not
the problem.
It's not Jerry's way.
You're really banking on Lincoln Riley, but I'm telling you, you have to wait. This is not going to be settled this season. He's not getting fired now because now he has the excuse.
And to me, I'm like, if I'm Jerry Jones, I'm calling Bill Belichick, say, listen, I'm gonna stop doing my radio show. I'm just gonna sit back, run this team. You need a football guy in there. You need a guy that's done it. Lincoln Riley, I'm not saying he's a bad coach. He's not run an NFL team. Bill Belichick has.
No. And again, if you hire him, you're getting a puppet to do your bidding. And that isn't going to get it done. It's not going to get it done in the NFL.
Scenario. What's the scenario? Ron, you had one more game, you said, of interest. this week?
Yes. And that is the Philadelphia Eagles in Dallas. Because now you got a guy coming in to the game and he needs to desperately get a win to show the NFL that he can start. And with the Philadelphia Eagles, you never know what you're going to get with them. And it could be a big surprise that Dallas wins this game. Could you? I mean, it could really set things spinning.
James said, "Why, Ron?" And you want Bill Belichick? Yeah, Bill Belichick would be the answer, I think, for coach. I agree with Ron though. You got so many. Listen, Philadelphia right now has a winning record, and people you look at it and think that this team's losing just based on all the stuff that's coming out of Philadelphia. If they lost to Dallas, as bad as Dallas is right now, and losing Dak, starting Cooper Rush, that game to me, the layers on that would be incredible, because does Sirianni hold on to his job? I don't think he does.
And this is another spin on this coaching thing. Now, if Dallas beats the Philadelphia Eagles, does Philadelphia fire Sirianni, and do they go after Bill Belichick? Because that's another scenario for Bill Belichick, and I think he would love that job. I think he'd love that job.
It'd be fun in Philly. All right, hey, some great NFL talk. You guys have been great on the live chat. Continue, to keep feeding us as we continue the show. But Ron, we are going to move on to our starting five. I don't know if he'd bring all those guys back. Didn't Nate Newton die? I think he's dead. Was it Nate Newton? He passed away, did he?
I don't remember.
So. I will say, Ron, this starting five, a little hockey, the Calder winners since 1979, but we did a little bit different. So 45 years ago, can we do a show together? We can definitely talk about it, Danny. I will say,
Nate Newton is still alive.
He is. Okay. One of the offensive, who was it? Leon Lett? No, it wasn't Leon Lett. One of them passed away. One of those guys. Calder winners, 1979, but they could not be an active player. So it had to be only retired players. There's some great names. I will say this, Calder winner is the rookie of the year, correct?
Yep.
They hit on a lot of these. Like, a lot of these guys are very good players. Some outstanding, some good. No, Big Nate's still alive. So I am first this week. I will give you my honorable mentions, Ron, and then you'll give me yours, and we'll get into our starting five. My honorable mentions, Larry Allen. See, yeah, it was. I knew it was one of those guys. Honorable mention, Pavel Bure, which was tough. Yeah. Daniel Alfredson and Luke Robitaille. Those are my honorable mentions. Could not make this list. Luke, again, 8-time All-Star. I mean, he had some good numbers. He did not make my starting five.
Well, you got it wrong, my friend.
Uh-huh.
I actually have 7 honorable mentions.
I knew you would.
And there's a reason for this. The guy on the bubble, my first honorable mention is Joe Newton. Are you done?
Okay.
You done?
Got it.
There's a reason, because if anything, this list made me realize that something is wrong with the Hall of Fame.
That I agree with. There's guys in there that when I was doing this, like, Hall of Fame, what? Like, this guy, like,
yeah.
Gretzky was not a Calder winner, believe it or not.
No, he was not. So Joe Newendike, my first honorable mention, he was the number 6 guy. Brian Leach, honorable mention. And to be honest with you, plus 25 in his career, he should have been better than that. Peter Forsberg, honorable mention. Ed Belfour, honorable mention. Pavel Bure was on the number 10 spot. Great hockey player. Didn't play enough. And Daniel Alfredson, also an honorable mention. And I put this guy as an honorable mention because if there's two guys, Dale Howardchuk and who is the other guy? Peter Stastny, both in the Hall of Fame. Steve Lorimer should be in the Hall of Fame because he had comparable numbers to them, and he was a plus 203 while the others were minuses on their career, and that is appalling. The other two didn't belong in the Hall of Fame. I don't care how many goals you scored.
Was not a Calder winner either.
Not a Calder winner.
No. All right, so let's get our list going because these guys, I mean, Ovechkin, honorable mention, was again, they can't be active.
They can't be active.
They can't be active players. So at 5, I had Joe Nieuwendyk. 564 goals.
He was on my bubble.
562 for assists, a plus 155 Ron, 93 game-winning goals. He won a Clancy, a Smythe, and he had 3 cups, which put him into my top 5, the 3 cups.
Yeah.
So he was my my number 5.
Yeah, my number 5 was Luc Robitaille. 668 goals, 1,394 points, 71 for a plus-minus rating, 89 game-winning goals, which is phenomenal. Hall of Famer, 1 cup, 8-time All-Star. And I had a really tough time. Do I go with the All-Stars or do I go with the 2 extra cups? And that's what I ended up going with Luke because he actually scored a whole lot more goals than
I went the cups.
Than Joe.
I went the cups.
And I like both players. Believe me, I love both those players.
Yeah, no, very good players. And again, not an easy one. Belfort is the only other name I got. Do they have to be in the NHL or retired? I don't get it, guys. So basically, they have to have won a Calder award. Rookie of the Year since 1979 and up. And they cannot be an active player. So at 4 for me, I had Teemu Selanne. Teemu Selanne, 684 goals, 773 assists, a plus 95, 110 game-winning goals, 4-time All-Star, a Richard winner, a Masterton winner, and he also had 1 cup.
All right. So I like that you have him at number 4 because I also have him at number 4. That means we have the same top 4. Because there's no way likely. You missed on this.
No, I highly doubt I did. So, yeah, right?
I don't think you missed on this. And we might have it exactly the same.
I don't know, because this one was tough for me. 3 was tough. Because I could have went a different direction. But I went at 3, Ray Bourque. 410 goals, 1,169 assists, which is absolutely ridiculous. A plus 527. I mean, the man was just incredible. 60 game-winning goals, 19-time All-Star run, 5 Norris, 1 Clancy, and 1 cup. I went Ray Bourque at 3.
There's no one that was even close to that. And I also had Ray Bourque at number 3. The man was a plus 527. I don't even know if you added everybody up, it would come out to that.
Right.
No, I mean, that's a little much, but that's how great he was. I mean, plus 527. When you look at, like Mario is only a plus 114. A scoring machine, plus 114. Yeah. Ray Bourque didn't give anything up defensively. I mean, he's by far the best defensive player ever. I don't think that's even a question.
He should change to Bourque. Would be the Bourque. I wouldn't mind that.
So 400. This man had 60 game-winning goals as a defenseman.
Yeah.
As a defenseman, that is crazy. That's more than most of these guys on this list.
Danny, no, they don't have to be in the Hall of Fame. They had to have won a Calder Award. They had to have been a Rookie of the Year since 1979.
That's the only That's the only guarantee. And
every one of these guys
won not currently playing.
They all won the Calder, and they are retired. They are no longer active.
So
players.
if Yager won the Calder, he would not be eligible because he has not officially retired yet.
Yeah, which is crazy. This is where maybe we're different, but I don't know. It depends on what you put
I
ahead.
don't think we're different.
At 2, I had Mario Lemieux. And again, Super Mario, about 690 goals, 1,033 assists, a plus 114. You already said that. 74 game-winning goals, 9-time All-Star, 4 Pearsons, 6 Ross, 3 Hart, 2 Smythe, 1 Masterton, and 2 Cups. Mario Lemieux was my number 2 for a Calder winner since 1979.
I'm stunned.
I told you.
Stunned.
Mm-hmm.
Because I have him at number 2 also.
Whoa! Holy cow!
And I'm going to give you the reasoning, right? I'm going to give you the reasoning right here. Who leads in wins?
Martin Brodeur.
Right. Does Mario Lemieux lead in goals or points?
No.
No. It's that simple. It's really that simple. And when you're trying to win a Stanley Cup, what wins Stanley Cups? Goaltending.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
Therefore, you got to take Martin Brodeur number 1.
Very good. Very good, buddy.
I mean, believe me, when it comes to the best players, I got Wayne Gretzky, and then it's a toss-up between Orr and Lemieux, best players, right? But this is a starting 5. I am starting this guy at number 1, Martin Brodeur, because I want to win the Stanley Cup.
Agreed. I agree with you. 691 wins, Ron. 125 shutouts. 2.24 goals against, and a 912 save percentage. Like, it was absolutely ridiculous. 4 Vezinas, 5 Jennings, 3 Cups.
And steady.
He dominated.
And it's not like he was a butterfly goaltender. You know, like all these big mammoths of goaltenders now, they have that butterfly and it pretty much blocks the whole net. You know, he was just perfect at his angles, at everything he did. He perfected the goaltending.
And think about this, Ron. What, almost 1,200 games, probably over 1,200. And still to have a 2.24 goals against and a 912 save. You think towards the end of his career, probably like, nope. Like, he maintained throughout his entire career.
He could have played a couple more years.
Yeah. Phenomenal. Great player. But that was an awesome starting 5. I like that one.
It was. That was so difficult because I look at these lists and like I said, you know, it's like I felt bad for Steve Larmer because the guy played 1,006 games, but he had 1,012 points, more than a point a game. And he was still a plus 203, which, if I'm not mistaken, it's like 3rd on this list.
Yeah,
third on the list in this.
Yeah, I looked at some guys in them. As soon as it said Hall of Fame, I'm like, wait a minute. Like, really?
Yeah, Peter Stastny. You know, yeah, great talent. But did you get the team to win ever? No. Same thing with Dale Howardchuk. He went from Winnipeg to Buffalo, lost everywhere. What good are you if you're going to keep losing?
Yeah. Bobby Smith. Mike
Bossy was a year too soon.
Yep, 78 with 79 and up. Bobby Smith was the first one we could have counted.
Because let me tell you, if Mike Bossy was eligible, he would have been in my top 5 easy.
Agreed.
He might have been number
He might have
2 or 3.
Yeah, he might have actually bumped Ray Bork down a spot.
Yeah, he might have. That's probably where I'm figuring.
So, Ron, before we get into our NBA discussion, you want to bring up one of the Hall of Fames?
Absolutely. So, yeah. So, Danny, get out there and vote for these things.
So, go to the Sports Unfolded Sports Poll page. Like, share, follow our show, by the way. But go to the Sports Poll page and help nominate one of these individuals for the MLB portion of the Hall of Fame for Sports Unfolded. And that's Reggie Jackson, Dave Parker, Dave Winfield, Ken Griffey Sr., and Roberto Clemente. The polls are open now. We've got some great votes. Right now, Reggie leading, but Roberto Clemente is climbing. So
let's go, Clemente.
This one's going to be a tight one. So get out there. Sports Unfolded Sports poll page on Facebook. Vote now. And then let us, again, know who you want to be in the Sports Unfolded Hall of Fame. Also for auto racing, we have Darrell Waltrip, AJ Foyt, Bobby Rahal, Elaine Prost, and Terry Labonte. Waltrip, clear winner right now on that. But again, it's early. We just opened the polls last week. So cast your vote. Help us get our next inductee into the Sports Unfolded Hall of Fame. Again, can you put the poll on YouTube? You have to go to Sports Unfolded Facebook because we're only doing one particular platform to make sure we get all the votes. So we don't have to. I don't have to do math. It makes it easier. Sports Unfolded Sports poll page. Ron, let us talk some NBA.
Yes.
I'm hoping Kenny's still on this because as I was writing this, I changed my opinion on it. Joel Embiid has been suspended for 3 games by the NBA.
Do we want to do this first?
Oh, yes. So you want to run your contest? Go ahead, Ron.
So I'm trying to get people to post more, get people to speak. I know we have a few people watching. Danny, James, you're both on right now. Kenny's out there somewhere. So I want to give away some trading cards. And they're pretty nice. They're pretty sharp. Look at those.
Those are.
Right? So these 2 gentlemen are playing tonight. Okay? So Josh Giddey and Miles Bridges are both playing tonight. All you have to do, post in the comments, who's going to score more in tonight's game. That's it. And then you win those 2 cards. Out of all the people that are correct, we'll choose one, and they'll win these 2 cards and Jaylen Brown.
James got Giddey.
So if you're a Celtics fan, even if you're not, you can post it up as bulletin board material.
So Josh
because they're going
Giddey
to
for
win
James.
it again.
Josh Giddey is going to score more points.
So Giddey or Miles Bridges. And I think we'll probably do this maybe every week. And I'll just bring out, whoever is playing and stuff like that and whatever sport.
So check it out. If you'd like to win those 3 trading cards, here's your opportunity. Let us know who's going to score more points tonight, Josh Giddey or Miles Bridges. So excited. This is a first. All right. Let's talk some NBA. Joel Embiid suspended 3 games by the NBA. Do you think the NBA should have given him more?
Probably. Well, definitely, because, who knows? Maybe the reporter will actually file charges on him.
So
I mean, come on, really? It's like, look at the size of Embiid. You think a reporter is going to be any measure to a guy like that? I mean, come on. And you're claiming to be hurt, and then you're doing stuff like this. I don't care what he has to say. It doesn't matter. It's all words, and I don't care what he puts in the article. It doesn't matter. You still need to conduct yourself properly. Okay? You still need to be a human.
Yeah, agree. So this is why I disagree. I don't think the NBA should have suspended him because that reporter took it to a different level. So the story that came out,
his son and stuff like that,
and his dead brother.
Yeah.
So again, it has nothing to do with basketball at that point. You're not writing about the basketball player. You're not writing about his performance. You're not writing about his injury.
And
you're writing about things that are personal. You want to take it mano y mano. That's what Joel Embiid said. Okay, you want to talk about my family? It's not okay. It shouldn't have happened. And you know what? Don't do it again, because it's
And
not.
that's
It
when
shouldn't be allowed. It shouldn't be
that is
allowed.
when a team should say, "Okay, you're banned from the locker room."
But
Banned.
they didn't, right? So Joel Embiid's defending himself and his family, not his basketball. If it was about basketball, Ron, you're 100% right. Hey, Joel Embiid's, loafing it, doesn't want to play hard, whatever. That's you get that. Why
But
did
it's
this
still, at the
reporter
end of
feel
the
like
day,
the
you can't get physical. You just can't do it. You can't
shouldn't
do
get
it.
personal either, though?
No, it shouldn't. And that's why, you have the officials of that team say, okay, you can no longer be back there. That's it. You're done. You can't be at the games. You can't do any of that. That's as simple as it can get. You want to hurt a guy, pushing him isn't going to be the one to do it, because now he has more to write about on you. And you want to hurt a reporter, you don't let him go into the arena. Period.
When does it stop, though, Ron? Is it
When
the
I know,
wife, a
I
small
get it.
child,
I
the
get it, but you
mother,
can't go there.
right? Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, that's, to me, it's disrespectful for this reporter to think that it was okay and then
Yeah.
not get a response.
Believe me, I might have done the same damn thing. It still doesn't make it right. And vice versa. Like I said, you want to hurt the reporter, you get him banned from the arena, period. And then he has nothing to write about. Because that hurts his wallet, because then the place where he writes for, newspaper or whatever, they can't use him anymore. So he gets canned.
Poor Danny's
That's how
got
you hurt him.
a Lakers YouTuber. I feel bad for you, Danny. You got some teams here right now that yeesh.
How's that Bronny James draft pick doing?
Oh, yeah.
Hey, I heard he had a great night the other day. He matched his career high of 2 points.
Look at that. See? Moving on up. All right, Ron. He's got the Celtics over the Nets. 101-84. Let's talk some Major League Baseball. Juan Soto watch has begun, Ron. Which team do you think he will sign with? We may want to change Embiid's picture.
Yeah, I am.
I want that big Juan Soto to just look at that. Look at that.
It's like on the set.
That's like 3D coming right at you. Juan Soto. Hey, what do you think is going to happen here with Soto?
Hey, I could do like a big, like Mickey Mouse ear, and you can do one also.
Oh, yeah. Hold on. Okay. Look,
there we go. There he has Mickey Mouse ears.
Yay. Is that he's going to Florida? Maybe Miami?
Well,
definitely not going
according to the experts.
Hey, here we go. Everybody knows everything.
52% of those experts say he's going to stay with the Yankees. 40% of those experts say he's going to the Mets.
Mm-hmm.
And then 2% of all those experts are saying equally Toronto, which there's no way he's going to Toronto.
Yeah, I don't see him going to Toronto.
There's no way. So get that out of your heads.
Yeah, I saw that too.
Experts. 2% of you experts are idiots.
Here comes Kenny with the Red Sox.
2% say the LA Dodgers.
Uh-huh.
2% say the San Francisco Giants.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of like that. But I still don't buy it. And 2% say Washington. You're out of your mind. He's not going back to Washington.
Yeah, I can't see him going back to Washington. Just based on the fact that
I don't see that. Maybe because, Trump might have won the Hispanic vote, maybe, but I don't see it.
Danny seems to think he wants out of New York. I disagree. I think the two front runners are the Yankees and the Mets.
I think so too. I think the Mets are going to get him.
I think the third team, believe it or not, though, is Danny's Dodgers. I think the Dodgers With Ohtani's contract, you don't need him in LA, but you can't tell me you wouldn't want him in LA. And with Ohtani's contract and basically making $2 million a year, that's now Soto's money. It makes him the most dominant
Unless
team in the
they
league.
cheat again and give him $2 million a year.
Yeah, I don't know if he'll do that. That Ohtani thing, I don't listen. Whatever. But the teams you also mentioned, right? The Cubs, I've heard a little bit. I can't see him going to Chicago. The Blue Jays, I don't think are in there. The Giants, a possibility because they always seem to want to throw money at somebody and try to get a big player. So they may at least see. The Nationals, I agree. And you left out Boston. The Red Sox are going to at least talk to him.
Yeah, they'll talk.
Here's the thing, too, though. Scott Boras said it's going to be a thorough process. Like, they're going to go through and they want every owner.
Boras?
And you know how he goes, Scott Boras.
He's not signing in Boston then.
They are gonna not make a decision until he feels like the ownership has a winning mentality now, and then what's their plan for the future? Because
Kenny's
he's not
got the plan right there.
You're gonna whisper in it. You can do this. Hey, Soto comes back to New York.
Unless you know it. Unless
Yankees.
Unless Boston gets Poppy to talk to him.
Yeah, but what is Soto? Is he Dominican, Puerto Rican? I don't know what he is.
Yeah, but he's still Hispanic, and Poppy, he's loved by everybody.
How long you got Boston going to ride Poppy?
Like, as long as it takes.
Come on. Like, I don't think players today really care about what
they haven't used him.
Ortiz doesn't. He's not the chip.
Hey, he gave Derek Jeter a Red Sox uniform.
Tom Brady couldn't get Kevin Durant to come to Boston. Tom Brady. You think David Ortiz is going to get Soto? Why do I keep calling him Soto to go to Boston?
That's all we got.
What are they going to win?
Pedro. How about Pedro?
I just said he wants to win.
He wants to win, so he's not going there.
I could have told you the Yankees were going to lose the World Series. I didn't need Big Poppy to say it. I did not jinx them. You can't. I can't see Boston. I don't. If you guys are out there, huh?
I didn't say that. I said the Mets.
I just get Poppy. So, okay, throw a team. This is what you're living with right now. Where's he going, Ron?
Mets.
He's coming back to New York. Yankees.
I think the Mets were so close, and they have a better team than the Yankees, believe it or not. And you put Soto on that team, they'll get there.
Yankees got him to the World Series. He wants to win.
Yeah, but they got destroyed by the Dodgers. They
did not get to stop it. They did not get destroyed.
What was the series?
4-1.
Yeah, okay. There we go.
And the Yankees could have clearly won 2 of those games if they didn't blow it at the end. It's not a 4. You cannot look at it that way.
Oh, absolutely, I can look at it.
Yankees were in every game of the series. They didn't dominate like they did the Mets. They blew out the Mets. They were scoring 10-plus runs a game against the Mets. Yeah, I want to go to that team that couldn't get past the Dodgers. You know he wants it. He always got to go.
So are they going to have 2 $600 million players?
Who, the Yankees?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that might be what Cole wants too.
Cole already re-signed. That done deal. The Yankees cannot afford to continue not to win a World Series. At some point, these fans, and you saw it even in the World Series, they stopped going to the games. And that's why you're going to see that they know that Juan Soto's the only way to get them back to the World Series. So Soto, I think he goes back to New York. But okay, you got Mets. I got Yankees.
I mean, that's definitely a possibility. But I still say the Mets. I think the Mets are going to give him more.
They're going to put a strong
701 million reasons.
I can't with you. All right, Ron.
You can, and you will.
I will. Let's do some split decisions here.
Bye, Soto.
Our split decision segment, we ask each other
Thanks for
two more
joining
likely questions, and then we have to make a decision. I am first this week, so I will ask you your first split decision. If you guys out there have a split decision question and you want to ask us as well, please put it in the chat and we'll answer it. My first split decision, Ron. Which team is more likely to make the NBA playoffs, even with their bad start? The Philadelphia 76ers, who are 1-6, the Toronto Raptors, who are 2-7, or the Milwaukee Bucks, who are 2-6.
Jesus.
Not an option.
I picked Toronto not to make the playoffs.
Okay.
Milwaukee and Sixers. I'm going to say Philadelphia. They will make the playoffs.
Maxey hurt now. Embiid still hurt. Paul George going to be hurt. But okay. I gotcha. All right. So you're going Philadelphia. Okay.
I think both of them will make the playoffs.
Yeah, I think so too. I think they'll figure it out. Especially if Embiid comes back sooner than later. All right. Your first split decision.
Yeah, once he's done smacking around reporters.
Oh, here we go. It was a push, and the guy deserved it. Ron is crazy. If you guys haven't realized that by now. Season 4. We finally figured it out. Yeah, he's nuts. All right, your first split decision, Ron.
Oh, my turn.
Yeah, that's how this works.
All right, so you did basketball, right?
I did.
I will stay with basketball. Cleveland is 9-0, Phoenix 7-1, OKC 7-1, Golden State 7-1. They're all three of those teams are tied in first place. Cleveland in first place. Which team is more likely to hold first place for the number 1 seed?
Cleveland's out because Boston's going to eventually just take over. I don't see them. They're not 9-0 for Cleveland Cavs is pretty surprising. So then that would leave me with OKC, Phoenix, and who was the third team again?
Golden State.
Golden State. I don't think the Warriors, again, Steph Curry's already been hurt once. I think that, you know who's surprising me really is Phoenix. Because we said if they were all healthy and they were all playing, Beal, Durant, Booker, I think it's crazy to sound. I think Phoenix could end up being the number 1 seed out of it. Because I, as much as OKC, I don't know. Phoenix, they have the talent. That was a good one. All right. My second split decision for you, Ron. Which Colorado Avalanche player is more likely to lead the NHL in scoring this season? Nathan McKinnon, who has 25 points, is his number 1 scorer in the league right now. Or Cale Makar, who has 23 points and is number 3 so far this season.
That's tough because McKinnon gets hurt every year.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with Nate McKinnon, though. I just think he's so dynamic. Even if he's out a couple of weeks, he can still lead the league.
Okay. Cale Makar, though, 2 points behind him.
Yeah, I know.
Okay. All right.
The second coming of Bobby.
What do you got? What's your second split decision?
I mean, it hasn't happened since then. All right, my second one. Of the teams with 5 wins, and are in the playoff spot. So there's 3 teams, 5 wins. They're all in a playoff spot right now.
Okay.
Who will more likely not make the playoffs? Arizona Cardinals, Denver Broncos, or the LA Chargers?
Oof. Oof.
I heard
I think
rumblings upstairs, and there's nobody here.
Arizona is out. I don't know what's going on in your house. Arizona, I think San Francisco's eventually taking that division. And I think Arizona's going to be a 500 team. Denver, I think, is overachieving. So I don't think Denver gets it either. The Chargers, I think, get in. I think the Chargers.
Well, I said who's most likely not making the playoffs.
So I give you the 2 that are. Chargers in, the other 2 out. Most likely not making it. Arizona, number 1. 2 would be Denver.
Despite them being in first place.
Yes.
Don't they play the Jets next?
It doesn't matter. Who, Arizona?
Yeah.
San Francisco's taking over. Danny, there's no poll for the Celtics. There is, so I think he's confusing that you got 2 players you could pick. Kenny, you may want to be in on this. I don't know if you were. Bridges, Mikal Bridges, or Josh Giddey to win these trading cards.
So we have Josh Giddey. Whoops. Mikal Bridges. They both play tonight.
Scores more points.
Who scores more? You can win those 2 and Jaylen Brown.
And you get a Jaylen Brown card. So you win 3 trading cards.
If they all pick the same people, then one person wins.
Then it's a raffle. Then it turns into a raffle. But we'll pick a name. So we already got Josh Giddey by James as one of the picks. All right, Ron. Did you give me a second split this year? You did. That was the playoff one. All right. It is time to talk some NHL. And do you think Alex Ovechkin can pass Wayne Gretzky this season to become the all-time goal scorer? All right, we got 2 for Bridges.
Good.
So Bridges for Danny, Bridges for Kenny.
All right, so he only needs like 36 goals or something like that.
33 goals.
33 goals.
He's at 861. Gretzky's at 894.
He can get that. Well, a year and a half ago, we said he'd do it in 2 years, right?
Yeah. 18 points. Can he even put points up? Ooh, that might be who gets closer to the points could win it, Ron.
Oh, there we go. Yeah.
So Danny, how many points does Bridges get tonight? I looked at it this way, though, Ron. 12 games this season, 8 goals. Like, he's on a tear right now.
Yeah.
He only had 31 goals last year in 79 games.
Yeah.
And he's 39 years old. Age factor, is he going to, maybe this is just
stinks.
Right? This is a quick, he's got the spurt going right now. He's got that energy.
It's going to be borderline.
It's like me and you running a race. In the first second, we look like we're going to be like just cheaters. And then afterwards, you realize like we're just lumps, like just laying on the ground. Like we're going to drop fast. And that's what I don't know. Can he hold it, sustain this? And then 40 points. Wow. Jeez. Closest without going over, just closest overall, Ron?
I guess we'll do closest because 40 points is definitely out of.
All right. So Kenny's got 18. So your luck, he'll score like 28 or something, be in between balls.
Yeah, then it'll go back to a raffle.
Oh boy. Yeah, I don't know if he can sustain it though. So let me ask you this question, Ron, because you're a huge hockey guy. Wayne Gretzky considered he's the Michael Jordan of.
Yeah, that doesn't change anything.
You don't think does it knock him a level though? Because LeBron, right? You don't look at LeBron or Kareem.
No, because look at LeBron. He can score as much as he wants. He's never going to be at the level of Michael. So Ovechkin can score as much as he wants. He's never going to be at the level of Gretzky. Just
Would you
that's
consider
how
him
it
the
is.
best goal scorer of all time, though? Or do you not look at it that way either? It's just longevity and how do you view that? Like, what is he? So I guess my question would be this, Ron. Where would he be placed in NHL history? Like, is he considered the greatest goal scorer or just a guy that scored a lot of goals?
I think it's just a guy that scored a lot of goals, unfortunately for him.
Is it because of the
I don't
championships too? Like not winning enough cups? He
that
won one cup
that
in his career.
helps. Like, look, it's Michael and LeBron all over again. I mean, it's not the same. It's not the same skill level. Like, yes, he has a nice shot, but Brett Hull had a nice shot too, and he wasn't considered anything special. You know what I'm
I,
saying? So it's like,
now we changed it
I
to
don't know.
20.
He's not an elite. He's a great player.
Yeah.
Not an elite player.
Yeah. I will say this too. You look at like Michael, the Bulls teams, dominant. Gretzky, those Edmonton Oilers teams, dominant. He's not on a dominant team. Like he's never been like when you put these guys at great. We talked about it with Bill Russell, right? The dominance the Celtics had for so many years, where they won 11 straight titles. When you get to that a team though that's so dominant, it makes that player seem so much bigger. And
Yeah.
Gretzky was so good, but his team was so good as well.
Yeah.
And I think that's why Ovechkin will never surpass him because of that, because the Capitals have never been a dominant team.
No. No, he got fortunate. He got a Stanley Cup, to be
Yeah.
honest with you. He got fortunate. And look, I mean, it's just the whole persona on the ice, too. You know, it's just different. It's different because personally, I don't think Ovechkin makes anybody else better. He doesn't make anybody better. Gretzky made everybody better. You know, because a lot of those points, when you talk those assists, who had more assists than anybody had points.
Yeah.
Total.
That's insane.
That's how much of an impact he made. He made so many people better.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I agree with you. I agree with you.
He just doesn't do that.
Yeah.
You know, when you think about it in history, okay, you have, Lemieux makes everybody better. Bobby Orr makes everybody better. Mike Bossy, Lafleur. Those are elite players. He's not that. He's great.
Does
but
he
not
do it?
elite.
Does he pass him this season?
I think he could. He could. It's going to be borderline.
Okay.
He would have to score 41 goals this season.
Yeah, he needs 30. Yeah.
And it's
Which would be
doable
10
for
more
him.
than last year. Yeah.
It's doable for him, but it's a long year, and this is a bad team, and they could fall worse than what they're doing because it seems like they're trying to feed him to get that.
Yeah, maybe. Right. So
And everybody's keying in on it, and you don't have to pay attention to anybody else. The
Interesting.
team is bad. I think they got one win.
Yeah, good conversation around the Caps here. All right, Ron, but it is time for pick and roll.
It's time. It's time for pick and roll.
Episode 45. So we decided to keep it in theme with relief pitchers who have had 45 saves in a season. There are a bunch of them. We picked 5. And those 5 are Eric Gagne, Rob Nen, Bruce Sutter, Bob Wickman, and Jose Mesa. We're going to rank them from 5 to 1.
Some greats.
Some awesome relievers. Stop it. So I am first. I will start us off with my pick and roll. At number 5, Ron, I had Jose Mesa, even though he had the most innings pitched, also had the most losses with 109. So that, and his ERA was absolutely atrocious at 4.36. 31 321 saves, 1,038 Ks in his career, 2-time All-Star and a 1-time Rolaids relief pitcher, but at 5, regardless, I just didn't like his numbers. At 4, I had Bob Wickman, 1,059 innings pitched, 63 and 61 on his career, 3.57 ERA, 267 saves, 785 Ks, only 2 All-Stars, no other awards. So Wickman at 4. The rest of these guys at least won a championship. So Eric Gagne came in at 3 for me, 643.2.
So we have the same list.
33 and 26 in his career, 3.47 ERA, only 187 saves, 718 Ks, 3-time All-Star, 1 Cy Young, 2 Rolaids relief pitcher of the year, and 1 championship. At 2, Rob Nen, 715 innings pitched, 45 and 42 on his career, 2.98 ERA, very good, 314 saves, 793 Ks, 3 All-Stars, and a 1-time champion. But Bruce Sutter actually had some decent numbers, even though he had a losing record. 1,042 innings pitched, 68 and 71, a 2.83 ERA with 300 saves, 861 Ks, a 6-time All-Star, 1 Cy Young, 4-time Rolaids relief pitcher, and a 1-time champion. So that was my pick and roll.
Yeah, it was the same as mine. Yeah, you did a good job with this one. I'm disappointed though you didn't point out certain things.
Okay, go ahead.
Jose Mesa, the reason why he was so bad, and I will say he was so bad, wasn't because of his relieving though. He had 95 games as a starter.
And then they moved him to relief.
Then they moved him to relief, knowing that he cannot start.
Yeah.
It was atrocious. He's a train wreck as a starter. And Bob Wickman also had 28 starts, and that was pretty bad too. So, and Gagne had 48 career starts, and he realized
former Dodger, Danny.
Former Dodger. And that's why his numbers are up there too, because his starting was not very good. So those 3 guys, their ERA suffered because of also being starting pitchers. So Rob Nen started 4. He learned right away, I should not be starting. Right away. It's like, maybe you should put me in the bullpen. I can close. And he did a good job of it. These guys really didn't last that long. Well, Bruce Sutter did, but the 4 pitchers really didn't last that long.
Mesa with 1,548 innings pitched, not bad, but again, it's a tough list. We'll make up next week. We'll make up next week. That was our pick and roll. Ron, it is time for predictions, though. And I think we got some people live, so let's see if we can get them to participate.
Oh, yeah, you guys got to jump in on this.
So last week, both of us went 5 and 3 in our predictions. It is getting down to the nitty-gritty for Ron here to try to make his move.
Know. I gotta get some big ones.
Yeah, hey, easy, buddy. Hey, what you do on your own time is your business. But I will say this: if you are joining us live, and would like to get your name on that prediction chart, make sure as we call our game, you tell us who is going to win the game.
All of you live right now.
We don't need scores. We don't need just who's going to win that game. All my live viewers right now, we are starting off with the NBA on 11/10. So this Sunday, you've got the Golden State Warriors at the Oklahoma City Thunder. We just talked about 1-2s, the positions there. And listen, Golden State, very good, perfect on the road. OKC, though, perfect at home. And I just feel like they're younger. They're going to run. I went OKC here.
I'm going OKC as well. Look, I mean, they're not going to stay perfect on the road forever. I'm definitely going OKC. I think they have the youth and the skill to go along with it.
James and Kenny both went Thunder as well.
Come on, Danny, where are you?
Danny, if you have a pick, Warriors at the Thunder. All right, we're going to move on to Thunder. Yeah. Also this Sunday, you've got the Dallas Mavericks at the Denver Nuggets. Ron, who do you have?
This is a tough one. This is tough because they're both not playing very well. They're 5-3, both of them, I believe, if I'm not mistaken.
You are correct.
I'm gonna go Denver. They're at home.
You always go
I think
Jokic.
They'll suck less.
You always go the Mavs.
Hey, I like Luka.
Kenny's going Mavs. I went Dallas, and I went Dallas because Denver's defense is not very good.
No.
I think they're giving up almost 120 points a game, and Dallas can score.
Yeah.
James always goes to Dallas teams anyway. Both went Mavs. All right, we've got.
I'm the only one on that island, right?
You are only one with the Nuggets.
Let's go, Joker.
On the 9th, tomorrow, we've got the Dallas Stars at the Winnipeg Jets NHL action. Winnipeg is on a fire right now. I think 13-1.
Oh, so then they're not gonna win then.
They're dominating. They're at home.
They're on fire. Somebody's got to put them out.
All right, easy, buddy. I went Jets.
Yeah, I'm going Winnipeg as well. I did not go with Dallas either game.
Kenny went. Got to go Jets.
Hey, we got to put. What about Rhode Island FC?
You know who was it? Yeah, last week with the Peggers. No Peggers this week. James went.
No,
James went. We went. We all went Winnipeg.
I'm serious. I'm talking like the Rhode Island FC soccer team.
We can put it. We can.
They're in the playoffs, right?
We could add it in if you want. If you know who they're playing.
Williams has a hat trick in back-to-back weeks.
Okay. You want to put them in? Who they playing? Put it in. We'll put it in now. All right. We also got NHL action with the Carolina Hurricanes at the Vegas Golden Knights. Ron, who do you have? That's on the 11th.
I'm going Carolina.
All right, Carolina. Carolina playing very good hockey. They've kind of turned it around, but the Knights perfect at home, and they remain perfect at home. I went the Knights.
Good.
Both very good teams. Yeah, it hasn't worked out every time. We break it even. Every time we've mismatched, it's just one watches the other. Carolina for Kenny. Hey, look. It's just me. James, who do you have? James has got Vegas. All right, James. I like it. All right. I guess we're having some technical difficulties. I will say that if you are joining us live, we are doing our prediction segment. Again, if you could like, share, follow our show. Again, a lot of things going on with Sports Unfolded Hall of Fame. You can cast your votes right now at the Sports Unfolded Sports Poll page to nominate our next inductees into the Sports Unfolded Hall of Fame. You could also take some time to check out the Sports Unfolded Hall of Fame page on our website. So, again, another way. Or if you'd like to get some gear, you want some Sports Unfolded gear, Patreon at Rhode Island Broadcasting. You could get yourself some great gear. He is back. I'm back. All right. Ron, NFL action. You got the Pittsburgh Steelers at the Washington Commanders. This is going to be a fun game. I went Pittsburgh here. I think they need it more because of the divisions coming up. And I think they're going to play a little better. I went Pittsburgh as much as I think that this is going to be a good game. I mean, close.
Yeah, this is a tough one. You know what? I'm going Washington.
All right.
I'm going Washington.
Could
That'll
be right.
throw a wrench into the that division. Both divisions.
Agreed. Just waiting on the gents here. Pittsburgh Steelers at the Washington Commanders this Sunday. Who do you have? James going Washington. It's a tough one. It really is. It's a good game. Commanders going Commando. Kenny, you know what? Just got the visual, Kenny. Thank you.
Oh no!
Going on daily this tomorrow. Kenny Commando.
Oh Jesus!
I think that's the way you
I
gotta
won't
go.
be able to look.
That'll get you some views. Also, this Sunday, Detroit Lions at the Houston Texans. Ron, who do you got?
I'm going Detroit. I think they're just too good right now.
I agree. I'm not as impressed with Houston as I was last year. Yes, they're winning, but just don't look the same. And I think, yeah, Kenny, we know, buddy.
Yeah, we're not lying about this.
Lions by 40. Damn, James.
Damn.
A complete blowout.
I don't know about that.
That's a clean sweep right there. Everybody picked Detroit. Ron, both of us had a top 5 racer last week. You came in 3rd. I came in 5th. So you won last week. NASCAR championship in Phoenix. I think this is the last race, right? Isn't this it?
Well, championship, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. They also do their Super Bowl as the first race. So I don't know. So they say the Daytona 500 is the Super Bowl of racing. It's their first race every year. I don't know. Whatever. NASCAR. Look at us, though. So we got to pick a top 5 driver, Ron. I went Ryan Blaney, who is actually leading the NASCAR. So he's going to come out. He's going to win this race. And he's going to take the championship.
That's pretty good. I'm going to double dip. I'm going with my boy I went with last week, and I think he's going to come out on top. Kyle Larson.
Ooh. I think he's second, Larson, overall, isn't he? He's in there.
Well, I think he's going to win.
No, but I'm saying in the championship.
I think he's going to win the race to win the championship.
James is going blanket.
Blank.
I was like, wait a minute. I love it. I love it. James got Blaney as well. Kenny, you got to pick, I don't know, Kendrick. I don't think it's probably Kendrick. I don't think
it's got to be Kendrick. Cindric.
Kenny. All right.
Is that
Kenny,
like Cedric the Entertainer, but only Cindric,
yeah, I don't
the
know.
NASCAR driver?
There you go. All right.
So we got to add one. We got to add one.
Right. You wanted to add one. What is it?
So,
when is it?
The RIFC is in the playoffs in round 2. They are playing against Louisville City FC at Louisville City. They are the higher ranked team. So RIFC at Louisville City FC.
Going to Rhode Island. We got to go to Rhode Island, buddy.
I'm going Rhode Island too because
when is the game?
After watching them play last week, I watched that game.
When is the game?
Yes. What?
When is the game? What day?
I believe Saturday, November 9th.
9th? Okay.
Tomorrow.
All right.
7:30 p.m. Eastern time.
So Rhode Island Football Club at Louisville Football Club. I'm going Rhode Island. You're going Rhode Island. Anybody else out there have a pick?
Playoffs. Playoffs?
All right. All right, Ron. Before we get into our final thoughts,
what is this foosball?
Yeah, foosball, the devil. Oh, about 2 more Rhode
James
Island.
went all right. Kenny went all right.
All right. got some support.
And I'm
with our locals.
disappointed. I'm disappointed about Danny not participating in this.
Yeah, Danny couldn't hang, buddy. All right, Ron, a couple of things we want to cover before we get into our final thoughts. Let's talk about that final. Here's your last chance to get in on the trading cards.
All right. So we have Josh Giddey and Miles Bridges. They are both playing tonight. Okay. Whoever scores more wins, right?
So if you're live right now, give us a
Right
name
now.
because once we go off the air, the contest ends. So we have 3 picks so far. We've got 1 for Bridges, 2 for Bridges, 1 for Giddey.
So somebody's going to win this.
Somebody's going to win. If
Yep,
you
and
want
they get both those cards and
a Jaylen Brown card,
and
who
Jaylen
scores
Brown.
more points, Bridges or Giddey? Put it in the chat right now. This is your last chance for that. Also, Ron, let's bring up the Hall of Fame. If you would
There's
like
so much going on
to induct one of these gentlemen into the Sports Unfolded Hall of Fame, cast your vote at Sports Unfolded Sports Poll page on Facebook, and that is Reggie Jackson, Dave Parker, Dave Winfield, Ken Griffey Sr., and Roberto Clemente. Right now, Reggie Jackson
Who
and
you
Roberto
rooting for on this?
As a Yankee fan, I'm going Reggie, Mr. October. But again, I was torn because I really like Clemente to get in also. And in the fans out there, it's kind of,
Hey, isn't Dave Winfield a former Yankee too?
Yeah, but not as big as Reggie was. Reggie was Mr. October, man.
He was also for Oakland A's.
Yeah. Las Vegas now. So cast your vote. Also, auto racing. Let's get ourselves another inductee into the Auto Racing Sports Unfolded Hall of Fame. Darrell Waltrip, AJ Foyt, Bobby Rahal, Elaine Prost, and Terry Labonte. Right now, Waltrip leading there as well. But you have an opportunity to get one of these gentlemen in. On the left there is all of our inductees. Those are all members of the Sports Unfolded Hall of Fame, voted on by the fans. So join the Sports Unfolded Sports Poll page on Facebook to be able to cast your vote this month only on those individuals. Ron, how can the wonderful people out there become a sponsor of the show and get their business? No Jeff Gordon in this voting yet. Not yet, buddy. It's coming. So can you tell all of the fans out there, Jeff Gordon has most championships.
Eric. All you have to do is just send us an email to this right here, ribroadcasting.media@gmail.com. We can send you all the information. And let me tell you, all that you really need to know is that it's going to cost you less than going to your local coffee shop and getting the latest craze. What is that craze, Eric?
It's over. It's already over.
It's over?
Pumpkin's out, man. It's pissing me off.
Well, isn't it peppermint now?
I don't like the peppermint. But yeah, sure.
Hey, maybe they have a turkey-flavored drink.
Hey!
But you can go to your local coffee shop and get a hot chocolate with a chocolate eclair. You can dip that sucker right in there, and it would cost less than that.
It would.
Less.
It would. And you'll get your name on thousands of eyes and ears every week. So get yourself on that email and sponsor us. We are on the radio.
It would go right up there in the corner. See, way up there? It could go there like the whole show.
And we are on all audio platforms. We are on the radio with WDJY 99.1 FM in Dallas, Georgia, every Saturday.
Read it off.
We are on public access TV in Southeast Connecticut as well. So thousands of eyes and ears on your business every single week. So become a sponsor of Sports Unfolded. Email and let us know. We'll get you all the information, as well as if you'd like to be a guest on Sports Unfolded, send that an email out, and we can definitely look at if you have some sports background. We can definitely look at getting you on Sports Unfolded. Follow us on all our social media platforms. So we are on X, Twitter, whatever you want to call it, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, MeWe. So many different ways you can like, share, follow our show. So continue to do that as well. Want to thank always all of the fans that have joined us live tonight. It's been always fun to talk to everybody. New guest, new fan tonight joined us, Danny. So it's so cool to hear from him as well. Ron, it is final thoughts time. And our final thoughts don't necessarily have to be about anything sports related. It can be about anything going on in the world today. I am first this week. And guess what, Ron? I have two. I know it's
You
crazy.
got two.
I know that's insane to think about. But I want to first of all, I'm gonna do this. Little applause for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And this was a tragic story, but yet again, thinking about their community and what they were able to do, they donated $10,000 to a family involved in a car accident on their way to the game. Unfortunately, the 18-year-old Connor Barber passed away in that accident, and his mom was severely injured. He was a major fan of Baker Mayfield. The team found out about this. She had purchased the tickets as a birthday gift to have him be able to attend the game and see Baker in person. And unfortunately, they were in a car accident. The team donated $10,000 to the family to help them with the funeral expenses. And again, we hear about all the bad things sometimes with some of these teams, organizations, players, but I thought this was, even though it's a sad story, at the same time, they appreciated the fact that, he was such a big fan. Baker also reached out to the family as well. So I thought that was, just a story I wanted to bring up and commend them for doing that. Also wanted to mention that Monday is Veterans Day. So take some time to thank all those who bravely fought for our country and our freedoms and lost their lives during those battles. It is always one of those events that you got to sit back and really think about what it truly meant, because they sacrificed the biggest thing of all, and that's their lives to allow us to continue to do the things we do in our country. So it is Veterans Day Monday. So take some time. If you've lost someone, we do give our condolences as well to your families, and thank your family members for the ultimate sacrifice of providing us with freedom. So take some time on Monday to really appreciate those that have served our country and lost their lives. And those are my final thoughts, Ron.
You do such nice final thoughts, Eric. And I thank you for that, because that gives me time to give a rant.
Hey, there it is. Ron's rant.
Here it comes. So free agent frenzy is going on strong right now for the Major League Baseball. Kyle Hendricks was signed. That's the extent of what Major League Baseball does. Now, this sport doesn't seem to get anything right. It never does, right? Free agency is there, and one guy gets signed, and he's not even good. Kind of sucks, to be honest with you. I think his ERA was 5 point something last season. Like, really? This is what you do when you're opening up free agency? Baseball has it wrong. When you look at NFL, it's like all kinds of stuff happening. NBA, it's just lit up. Even the NHL does it right. Major League Baseball can't get out of its own way. It's first of all, you do the draft during the season, which is stupid as well, and you can't get anything right. Here you are. You have a chance to take some limelight away from the other sports by having some free agents being signed. No, it's all quiet. It's like you get a blurb. Atlanta tendered Max Fried a qualifying offer. Woohoo! Great. You didn't sign him, but you gave him an offer that he's not taken. You just time after time after time, you just do it wrong. Nobody is starting to care even a smidge for baseball now. Look, NHL is right there about to pass you up for third. Third. You're way behind football. You're way behind basketball. Even WNBA is going to catch you too. That's happening. And I'm not even sure that college football and college basketball hasn't passed you up already. You're missing the boat, like always, because you think the Major League Baseball way is the only way, and this smugness is going to catch up to you. You watch, mark my words.
Well said, Ron. Want to thank everybody that joined us live tonight. Kenny, James, you guys are always amazing and appreciate the support. Danny, thank you for all your comments and contributing to the show. Once again, if you are watching us afterwards, like, share, follow our show, tell all your friends about it. Join us every Friday night, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Rhode Island Broadcasting or Sports Unfolded to join and have some fun and talk about all this wonderful sports that are happening every week. We will see you again next Friday, again, live and in person at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Again, want to thank everybody out in Dallas, Georgia for your support. You guys have been amazing. WDJY 99.1 FM. So glad that we are part of that family as well. And we will see you next Friday. Ron, thank you. Great show tonight. And all I ever want is to see if we can get some peace on earth.
Have a great night, everybody.